You shouldn't be
We ready?
throwing me.
No, wait. What? We're live
No, we're not.
right now. Yeah, we're live. We might be live. I don't know.
We're
I
not
don't know how people
answering
feeling
questions
now.
or anything like that. We're not doing any of that yet.
No,
Right.
no. But
They
if
can
y'all
see us.
hear us
They
right
can
now,
hear
y'all
us.
you
Yeah,
can hear us. You can
and
hear us
then
popping.
what'll happen is like the song will start. I know y'all can hear us.
I
We
know
don't play.
y'all can hear us. We want y'all. You can even see us right now if you really want to. But we here. We have no viewers right now. I'm terrible right now. Oh, three. What's up, y'all? I know y'all can hear us.
Good, because I
We'll
was
be
about to
on in a
say
minute.
0 viewers is
That's
trash.
right. Like the Hawks, because the Hawks are.
Trash.
Yup. Don't worry, we be live.
Yeah, you know who it is. It's your boy, DJ on the corner of County and yeah. And this is hashtag Celtics Nation. CJ Resto.
Hey yo, it's CJ Resto. CJ Resto. Yeah, it's CJ Resto. CJ Resto. He said it's CJ Resto. Who? CJ Resto. Hey yo, it's CJ Resto. Hey yo, it's CJ Resto. Yo, CJ Resto. Hey yo, it's CJ Resto. He said it's CJ Resto. Who? CJ Resto.
Y'all heard the theme song. It's your boy CJ.
It's your boy Hendrik Hernandez Resto.
CJ Resto Podcast, episode mother 7.
7.
Listen, I before we even get into this right now, I just gotta say, like every time I hear our intro, that is like the hardest intro
It sounds like
for any
all
podcast
that.
right now.
It sounds like all that, and it sounds like a really serious marching anthem and stuff. Like I had fun making it. It was intensely fun. It took me 15 to 20 minutes to make. I had that instrumental done already. So, but yes,
Yeah.
dude, wow. Every time I hear it, I'm
Every
like,
time I go, yeah. Yeah, I
like,
had my kids is like this. They were in the back, they're like,
yo, for real. Anytime I walk in
yeah,
anywhere, I
bro.
want them to play that. I want them to just play that. Like that's my theme song. Walk into
It's like
Market
walking,
Basket, play it.
right?
Walk into
Play it,
Walmart, play it.
play
Yeah.
it. What up,
yeah.
Robert? What up, Robert? We see you. Let's go Celtics. You goddamn
Let's
right. I am
go.
in a mood today, bro.
Aren't we?
I am in a mood.
Y'all
Y'all know who it is.
Let's play this again. I mean, shout out DJ on the corner of County where we at. Listen to this.
Hey yo, it's CJ Resto.
Y'all, can y'all hear that? I know y'all can hear that.
CJ Resto. He said it's CJ
The hardest goddamn intro out right now.
Hey yo, it's CJ Resto. Yo,
Yeah, I don't get hyped for that. If I don't get motivated to do stuff in life, I don't know what does.
I don't know. I'm telling you.
Man, Celtics
Yeah,
fan.
let's Celtics hashtag. Hashtag Celtics Nation. What's up? So let's talk. Let's get into game day. It's game day. I'm actually amped for this game. I don't know why. I just feel like we're about to just beat the hell off them again because the Hawks are, you could say it.
They are trash.
They're trash. They're trash. So I'm amped about game day, and the only reason I'm amped too is to talk about Money Mal. Let's be real, Money Mal. We were right the whole time. We've been saying this all year. All year we've been saying Money Mal is hands down the sixth man of the year, and we're right. So let's give it up for Money Mal.
Money Mal, he deserved it. I think it wasn't even a close race as far as the votes went. If you can look here, you can see that he just blew him out the water with first place votes, bro. It wasn't even close.
No, almost he doubled it, bro. Doubled him.
Almost double. And then, like, who the hell would put him in third place? I'm not understanding that. That was definitely some New York voters right there.
Some haters, bro. Yeah, some haters. There's some haters.
And we love Malcolm Brogdon. My homie Castro was like, his new name is Malcolm Brogdon. So
yeah. Malcolm Brogdon. You know what? He do look like a dude from Brockton.
They all do. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Castro says that they look like cousins. They look like brothers with different dads.
Oh snap! It's true.
I was dead.
It's true, yo.
They look like Brockton high school graduates.
It's
Oh,
true.
Malcolm Brogdon's in the club now. No, we were right the whole time. We knew he was gonna do it. He had like an unprecedented season as far as efficiency for somebody off the bench. It's the third Celtic of all time to get it. I think the award is now called the what? The John Havlicek Six
Havlicek,
Man, right?
John Havlicek
Yeah,
Award.
yo, shout out Hondo, man. The Hondo Havlicek Six Man of the Year award. So it rightfully comes home. We barely ever get these individual awards, so it's very nice to see that Malcolm Brogdon brought one home for us because we really needed that. So we love you, Malcolm. Thank you.
Yo, and he's, you know what? He's very humble too, because I like what he said too. He said this ain't the end goal. Basically, he's
Mm,
like, it's great to get the recognition, but this ain't the goal. And I'm like, yup,
he
yup,
understands.
yup.
He's won
Game
an
day,
individual award, so he's good.
I think so. So shout out to Malcolm Brogdon. Good luck tonight. We know you about to kill it anyway.
Hmm.
So my game three thoughts and expectations. So on all serious, I would like to say I'm very sorry to Trey that he lost his grandfather.
Oh,
Um,
really? I didn't even
I
know that.
really want to say, rest in peace to his grandfather. My expectation is that he does have a good game. I'm going to say that about Trey Young right now. I feel like he's going to have a good game because of his grandfather. Because I know if someone like that, and I was talented as he was at basketball, I would be balling out of control
Hmm.
just to show that. So I think that he might have some type of really good game. However, they're still going to lose. Like, just because everyone outside of Trey Young is trash, and
Yeah,
I'm
oh,
gonna say
hold it.
that.
They're
You can
straight
do
up
it. Like
trash.
they, like the Hawks is
I'm
trash.
just
Like
kind of stuck on Trey Young. So historically, we've seen players who have gone through these type of situations where they've lost a loved one, and they end up going off.
they go off. Isaiah Thomas is one of them. Lost his
We
sister
see
and
we lost
ball.
China. We seen him ball out in the playoffs. So I do expect Trey to have a big night.
Yeah, man. I
I
think Trey
do
has a
expect
big
that
night
they're
for
not going to win the game. I do the Hawks. It, I mean, the Celtics had 11 turnovers for 17 points last game, and I do think that's something that should be noted and we should watch out for because it's one of the reasons that we lost in the finals and why we had to play so many games last year in the playoffs is because boy, we was slippery with that basketball, and
Yeah,
I don't think that it's something that we've really fully gotten away from yet. I don't think that we're immune to it. I don't think any team can get away from turning over the ball a lot. If they do that again tonight and Trey has a night, I do not expect the sweep. They'll screw that up.
just screw it up.
But I
Let's
think
just
that
screw it up.
them knowing what we know and we know what they know that Trey's grandfather passed away, I think that expect they one, it shocks you, it puts you in line, but two,
Yeah,
it also you know how players operate, right? Like you know how
yeah,
human beings operate. You know that they're gonna be ready for the opportunity to stop Trey from doing something crazy because you know he'll do it if he can.
yeah. He's gonna do it, even though he got a lollipop head. I'm sorry, bro. I know
Yeah.
you.
Hey
It's
Trey, our
just what
deepest
it is.
condolences, but yeah, shave it.
You shave it, bro. Sorry.
Love you.
One thing too, I must say, like even playing the Hawks, even though they're yeah, it's true. D White do got him in a chokehold.
Yes, he
D White is
does.
a problem for Trey. D
Yeah,
White
he is.
let's just talk about. I wish we just like D White is just he's just having a year, yo. He is just having exactly. See the Bart. You see the Bart. It's true. Like we're just all over them right now.
He's
We're legit all over them.
I mean, Trey's not a he's
Say
not
it.
tall enough. Trey's not tall enough to stand up and be guarded night in and night out for 7 games, 4 games with with a coach who can scheme and players who can switch, but primarily with D White being the primary guy guarding you every single night, you're in trouble. And then like if to switch off of D White to get Marcus Smart, it isn't fun. It really isn't fun. DeJounte Murray had a game last game and he had 29, I believe it was, and that's great and dandy because when I was watching the game, I didn't feel threatened by him having a quarter or two. And
Nope.
I feel the same way about Trey. I don't feel threatened by them having a quarter or two. I kind of wish this was like 1993 and we can get it over in 3 games because we do not deserve to have to sit through a fourth game of this. I was just saying it. It doesn't even feel like the playoffs is fully even started yet. This feels like an exhibition round. It feels like a bye
Yeah,
week.
I feel like they're playing JV team, but I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't want to say that they're not taking it serious, but they
Yeah.
can't let other teams like we can't be up by 30 and only win by what we win by like 4
Yeah,
something like
that
that. We
was it
can't
was
be up by
close
30
to
and
the
lose.
game at the end, and we were losing in that first quarter, and through like most of the first half, it felt like we didn't even have control of the game.
If it
So
wasn't for Money
I
Mal, we wouldn't have
I
been where
don't
we
know.
are.
They better not be pulling that same stuff. I mean, I get it. They're not respecting the Atlanta Hawks, and you could clearly see by the way they play them. So
But would you respect the Atlanta Hawks though?
right this very second, no. If I was
No.
the Boston Celtics, I got bigger fish to fry. I really want to go see Philadelphia. I
Yeah,
really want to go see Philadelphia because I want a challenge. I want to see Embiid, who if I'm being honest, doesn't look like he's gonna make it through a full playoffs ever in
nah,
his.
he looked tired.
I held my breath like 6 times yesterday watching that game. This
I
dude
mean,
is
he hit the floor a lot yesterday.
hard,
He hit
hard
the
and
floor a
a
lot.
lot.
He hit the
They
floor a
got into
lot.
a scuffle in the first like 6 minutes of that game. Like it was really ridiculous to see that the players that like I don't understand what's happening out there, but like the playoffs this year are spicier than I've probably ever
Yeah,
seen playoffs be in my lifetime.
yeah. All right, what you think about who's your game day X factor today?
I keep saying JB and I'm gonna stick to that. JB's finally gonna go back home. Not finally, but he's gonna go back home during the series and he's gonna be able to ball out in Atlanta. Half of Atlanta gonna be out there looking for JB. The court side's gonna be littered. I don't like
Yeah.
is Gucci Man gonna be out there in an Atlanta Hawks jersey or or is he gonna be out there in a Celtics jersey? What do you call Celtics jersey, Atlanta Hawks jersey for Gucci? Because
I
if I was Gucci, I'd be in a Hawks jersey. I'd be looking like JB, like, sorry, big dog.
I think he'll be in. If he's there, he'll be in a Hawks jersey. He ain't
Yeah.
stupid. He ain't dumb. I think my game day X factor. I say it every time is the bench. I'm gonna say Money Mal off the bench. It's just what
Yeah.
it is. Look at that. See? Right there. Right on cue. Malcolm Brogdon sparked peace run a victory and 13 pounds. Because it's true. If he didn't make that freaking half court shot, we were
Yeah.
we weren't playing right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That
If
was
he
fun
didn't
to
make
watch.
that I think that kicked us off, and I really, 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 truly think that kind of ties into my X factor is I think Money Mal off of the bench. Our bench is the strongest. I feel like because if our starter, let's say JB don't have a game or Tatum don't have a game, I doubt that will happen because as you can see these stats right here,
Yeah, they
uh,
keep right. They've been steady the first 2 games.
yeah, we've been
They've been
steady.
steady the last like 3 months of the season as well. You've seen Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum be pretty damn steady.
Facts, facts. See, see, and he even said it too, right here, is the defense. Our defense has been efficient this last month.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, like obviously All Star break right after, we weren't really playing. I feel like we were just tiptoeing and shit. We weren't playing at the defense that we played in the beginning of the
No.
season. At least that's just me. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying? I
that's
feel
the
like
way I don't think that we were playing fantastic defense to start the year off either. I think they came out of that finals loss and they thought we need to take care of the basketball and we need to be better at shooting threes, right? And
mm,
they got really good at that. And they kind of tailed off the defense, but they had, that's one of the greatest offensive runs that anybody has ever seen, ever from a team,
yeah,
ever in that beginning, like 2 or 3 months of the season. I think that what has happened is they've been able to go back to sitting down, standing on their head, as to use a hockey term, um, at the goalie position, right? They've been able to go back to standing on their head to be able to guard everything all the time, and they can always reach in their bag to pull out that all-time great offense.
yeah,
What we're seeing them do now is kind of balance everything out. The basketball gods have said, "Good, you've done one really well." Remember last year they were one of the best defenses ever, and now we
true.
had one of the best offenses ever at the beginning of the season. I think that we ended up combining that. What you're seeing right now is the Celtics are really playing at a high level. If you're a casual basketball fan, it looks pretty normal. But if you're a very detailed basketball fan and somebody's been watching for a long time, you can see what you're watching. You can tell what you're seeing. The eye test doesn't lie in this situation. And
Facts.
the Celtics are really good. The Celtics are really, really good this year.
Yo, you should see Brian's the dude that just came on to talk about the defense. You see his
No,
profile pic, bro.
no.
We see you with the wine, bro. We see you with the wine, Sam.
We
We
know.
see you, bro. Is that better be something good? That looks like red wine. That's
Mhm,
red wine. That's red wine. Well, Marcus McFadden, you goddamn right, gangrene. You damn right.
mhm.
You damn right. So I don't know if y'all seen the last stat that they just put up, but do you know the Celtics are literally leading the league in block shots?
In the playoffs, I mean, it's a short sample size. We got 2, but it seems like it's something that could keep up. It doesn't seem like
Yeah.
I mean, but the Hawks are a smaller team too. Like we're not gonna block as many shots against Philadelphia. They got longer, taller players. Maxi, um, Joel Embiid is obviously freaking huge. Tobias
Oh,
Harris and James Harden are all longer players than, you know what I'm saying, per se, the average height of the Atlanta Hawks. So I don't think that that's going to be something that's going to super keep up, but I do see that it won't be that far off of that because we're like this team is a team that can swat shots. We're a longer team.
yeah. I agree. It said did the Celtics flip the Swift? Probably. Yo, cheers to you, bro. I don't have no wine. It was Merlot. This is
Merlot.
Coca Cola. I'm just letting you know. This
Yeah,
is Coca Cola, bro. I don't have no Merlot. I am
I don't
trying to
know
be
what this
not fancy
is.
today.
No, I
Trying
don't
not
got
to be
nothing to
fancy.
drink. Shorty's gonna have
Oh,
buy me a drink. Ooh, Derek White,
speaking Derek White. Speaking of drinks, bro, we need to. If I ever meet this man, I'm buying him a drink.
the bar, all the
Like,
drinks.
yo, for real. Like D White, man, you are the goddamn best
Mhm.
option. You are the third option. This is like we're becoming like the three-headed monster out there when he's on the court. Would you
I don't know
agree?
that I don't know that he's a third option because I think that the other two might see D White have it going and they start feeding him the rock and they
Ooh,
let him cook. I don't. This
okay.
team has dudes who are on different levels. Jason Tatum to me is the top level, and JB is right there with him, top level. And then you have pretty much everybody else. But this team doesn't discriminate against who's hot because if Hauser's hot or if P. Pritchard's hot, you're gonna get the ball and they're gonna feed it to you. I think that that's why you get somebody like Derek White on a team like this, and he shines really well as opposed to other teams because other teams might run it through their superstar. Our superstars understand that somebody like D White's too valuable to not give him the freaking rock, give him the freaking. Also, he's being guarded by Trey. Right? Like, who's
Yeah,
being guarded by
true,
Trey? Is he being
true.
guarded by Trey? Then this is
No.
why this is all right. Come on, man.
All right, all right. It might be a little inflated. It might be a little inflated. However, do you know
No,
last
no, it's not
year?
inflated in Derek White's case. He's a very skilled basketball player, and he knows he's good. He's been continuously good against everybody across the league for the last 2 years in the Celtics uniform and throughout
Yeah,
the playoffs and in the finals. He was solid. So
I feel like he shined a lot last year in the Miami series.
yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? In the Miami series, I feel like he was balling, bro.
He
He
didn't
was
really have a
balling.
downside this season, right? Like he stood very consistent and very steady. JB started slow, Jason Tatum started hot, and then they both switched. D
Yeah,
White was consistent the whole year.
yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I love him in the starting lineup. I love him in the starting lineup. I don't think I like, and I also like that Robert Williams is off the bench.
yeah, give him less minutes, give him less banging around to do, keep him healthy,
Yeah.
let him have another 10-point game where he's perfect. The guy doesn't miss. This is really ridiculous.
Speaking of not missing, D White shooting over 60% through
Mm.
games 1 and 2. Pause.
Pause.
Can he keep it up? Pause.
Pause.
I think he can keep it up. Pause. I think he can definitely keep it up. I do. I feel like he's that talented of a player.
I mean, his name is Dad Strength, so at some point he kept it up. So
Pause.
pause.
We're gonna
Can
get fined.
he keep shooting at this clip? I don't see why not. A lot of the shots that he's hitting are shots that are within his repertoire. It's not like he's getting hot from three and he doesn't get hot from three. He's a consistent shooter. He's a good defender, right? And he runs the offense, so he has the option to run and make plays on his own and call his own number. He doesn't have to wait for
Yeah.
somebody to get him the rock. He's usually the one bringing the ball up the court if he's on the court, right? So it is something that you can see. I can see him. Plus, sometimes you have to double off of the other guys who are hot, and D White's open. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not just like he's running through the lane and getting fouled and scoring at the hoop. It's not like John Morant shooting 60%. You expect that to clip down. But D White's getting good basketball shots within the rhythm of the game, and you can see why that would stay up. I would take it. I would take it that he would shoot. Actually, no, I wouldn't. That's a ridiculous number. It's a ridiculous
Why? I
number.
think he can, bro.
Like Lord Jesus. He could. Kawhi shot like 67% in that playoff run with Toronto.
Right.
Like,
So I'm saying D White I
like he
think
can
could do
do
it,
it.
man.
Like that's some Jordan type numbers. D White gonna have a Jordan type postseason. It's yet to be
But
seen.
think about it right now. Right now, if we just talk about this particular series,
Mm-hmm.
he absolutely can because he is outplaying Trae Young.
If the question is for this series, then yeah, absolutely. For 2 more games, I can see that totally happening.
Yeah,
Unless, and you know what will probably happen? They'll collapse
they're
the
gonna.
defense on him, and they'll
Yeah,
stop. And
I
then
was gonna say that stuff.
he won't
He'll
shoot that
switch
much
more.
more, and it'll stay up there somewhere.
He is a matchup nightmare. That's a good question. He is an actual He's a matchup nightmare for Trey. But I think
Everybody is
anyone is.
5'2". Yeah, if you're not
I
like
think
five
anyone is.
three, I do think
And
everybody's a problem for if you have to guard Trey Young unless you're an astute defender. But he's just so crafty. Like he's got a good in between game, which I always feel relieves the pressure from the
lollipop
players with
can
that. I don't think anybody's ever going to have a problem guarding Trey. I think Trey's Tr- Trey's a good basketball player. I'll keep saying this. He can put the ball in the hoop, but to me, it's never enough if all you can do is put the ball in the hoop. It's never enough. It's never enough.
Celtics come back from a big deficit in the first. Is this a sign of their resiliency? I don't. I think we touched on this earlier, but
Hmm.
it's just more like they're not in playoff mode yet, and that's
Yeah,
just they're not like you said, they don't really respect the Atlanta Hawks because the Atlanta Hawks are trash.
yeah, and it was something that you could have seen coming a mile away
Pause.
because yeah, because for for whatever reason, once you go to the finals, you've seen what's important. You know how to get there, and you know that you don't have to worry about a team like this. But
Yeah,
and you know what happens when when like the Celtics give you a big lead and then you blow it and you come back from it, they just kind of get even cockier and they go, whatever, bro. And I just get scared that the team's gonna start doing that, like, oh, we'll
right.
switch
But
on when we
they
need
can't do
to.
that. Well, we can't
Oh,
do that with
we
good
turn
teams.
it
We
on when
cannot
we
do that
need
with the
to.
Sixers.
And I understand it's exhausting to be at 100 miles an hour and be activated all the time, all day, every game. It's exhausting. I don't play basketball at that level, but I live a life of very high output. So I understand having to be on a million. But dude,
Yeah,
that's what it's calling for a championship run. That's what the goal is. Let's get it done, bro. Let's not be flipping the switch on halfway through the podcast. Damn it.
facts, facts, facts. What do the Celtics need to do? Focus on to take Game 3. I just think they need to play defense
Yeah,
and lower the turnovers. That's it.
I
It's
think,
simple.
yeah. Oh my God, the 11 for 17 just really got me nervous because I was like, there's no need for you to be turning the ball over that much, but it's also a sign, most likely, that they're moving the ball and the ball's getting caught in between the lane because the Celtics are not known right now. And in this playoffs, and I haven't seen it in these two games where they're getting caught up playing one-on-one basketball and getting turned over. That's what was happening last year. A lot of
Yeah,
one-on-one basketball and then dudes getting turned over because they was just getting defended one-on-one and they couldn't handle it. And or getting doubled or getting collapsed on and they wouldn't make the right play. I don't think
yeah,
that that's the identity or what's happening now. I do believe that they will those turnovers should stop, but it's also because they're moving the rock a lot, and you could just jump the lanes and catch those Allen Iverson style 2 turnovers a
yep.
game. Defensive player of the year, you're not.
Big Al becomes the first center in NBA history to reach 300 3-pointers made. I think that is a dope. I think that's
Mm,
very dope that that's happened. But however, that just shows you the game has changed.
yeah, he's finished second this year in 3-point percentage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Mal finished in 4th. So we have 2 of the top 5, 2 of the top 4
But kudos to
percentages.
him. Kudos to him. And like Anna kind of, just so y'all know, we interviewed Anna Horford. And she dropped these tidbits on us, but she was the one that kind of told us like the way that he worked on his game for 3-pointers was something that she hadn't seen before that he did.
Mm.
And it's proven. Like it's legit proven right now how he's playing.
He was one of the first centers to take that step to expand his game. He knew that the game was changing and he needed to change his game. But also like that shot, while it looks unorthodox, it's very efficient. I've always known Al Horford to be generally like a decent level sniper. He hits big shots in big moments too. Like, and right now you really cannot leave Al Horford open from 3. He will
Nope.
wet he'll
Nope.
wet you, bro. So
Yeah.
it does make sense that he would be the first center to reach that. It wasn't Brook Lopez, it was gonna be him.
Mm. Must
What's going
perform well. I think Tatum needs to bring his game. I think Tatum, obviously Jalen Brown, it's the usual. That's the usual. But I really think Tatum just needs to really like he's got to bring his game every game because when he has off games, the whole team I feel like they kind of falter sometimes.
Mhm.
But then obviously now we have the whole next man up mentality. We got like the JV, Derek White, but I feel like Tatum just needs to continue his play, and he's been Wait a minute, 29 points a game. I think it's 29 points a game since for the playoffs, between 20 and 29 points a game, and he just needs to continue that. That's my person. What about yourself?
Rob, this team to me is the best when Rob Williams is on the floor and healthy or available to be
Mm,
on the floor and healthy and playing well and catching lobs and defending the rim. When Rob is out there, the team looks different. Without Rob, we are very vulnerable on the inside. We don't have anybody to protect the paint, and you can just go to work on us in there. The reason why the team is blocking so many shots is because the decision to
Rob.
go to the decision to be able to go to the hoop is always going to be met by Rob or Al Horford, who's actually a very decent, more than decent. He's a serviceable and more than serviceable. He's a good defender near the hoop, especially on plays where you're driving towards him or even just posting him up. When you're driving down the lane, Al Horford can get you a save. We've seen him stuff Giannis on dunks, bro. So we've seen him stuff
Yeah.
Giannis on dunks, and we've seen him dunking on Giannis. Like the dude is good in the post. So the reason why the rest of the team is getting good block shots is because the threats are at the hoop, so you get the ability to have hesitancy, to cause hesitancy on players driving to the hoop and playing around the perimeter. And when they pull up, they're not that sure. When they go to the layup, they're not that sure, and they're getting blocked. Again, we're a longer team than most, but I don't. I mean, we're gonna keep if Rob Williams stays healthy for us throughout the playoffs,
We'll win the
stays
chip.
consistent. Yeah, I don't
We
know
got
if
a pretty,
I
we got
don't
a
care.
pretty good goddamn chance.
Yeah, Giannis better get healthy really quickly because if he's
He's
if
still
he's
out,
if he's
right? He's
80,
still out.
yeah, if he comes back at 80%, they're getting beat up in 5. If we
Yeah.
see them and Giannis is like 80, 85, oh, I'm okay. 5, 5 the most. Serious, yo, they could get
Yeah, that's
swept.
facts.
They
That's
could get
facts.
swept because they're good, but they're not great. We
They're
are.
not great.
Oh,
Thoughts on on Missoula's 8-man rotation? I fucking love it.
I think it's great.
I think it's great. Oh, I like that he hasn't. I like that Grant Williams hasn't stepped on the floor. Not
Mm,
because he's not a bad player, but because Missoula straight up said, "I am literally gonna keep people on the bench that
mhm.
don't need to play right now. I'm gonna keep the same people that are, if we're playing Atlanta, the best matchups are gonna win for me." I think that's dope.
Yeah, I heard the other day, not all series are for everybody, right? So
Yeah,
you don't have to play in this game. For the great players, that's a different story. If
yeah.
you're great, then you're gonna play every series. But if you're a bench player or what we call a rotation player that's in and out of the rotation or can be substituted in and out or a situational player, then you're not playing every series and get ready to hit the bench a little bit and then and be ready to come off the bench when you're ready. What's the saying? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and that should be the mentality for every player there. And Grant we've seen him be great. We know he's going to be good. It's just ideal to not get him banged up, tired, injured, maybe in technical foul trouble because you know how spicy he is with the refs,
Oh
right?
god, he
Oh
thinks he's
God,
a superstar
he
sometimes.
thinks sometimes he thinks he's Draymond, and
Yeah.
he goes full Draymond out there, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, he's
man.
Draymond. He's
That's the
Draymond,
best way to
bro.
say it, bro.
You ain't
That's the
Draymond
best way to
yet.
say it.
Like so, and I respect Grant a lot. I love him. I think that he's a fantastic player. Pay that man his money. But he's gonna come into the next series with fresh legs, with
He
a
ain't
fresh
worth
idea,
20 million,
ready.
bro.
Man,
He ain't worth $20 million, man.
if we're gonna like, if we're gonna talk about it on that level, if he's gonna leave and it's just gonna leave minutes open for somebody else to play that, and it's Derek White that gets those minutes, that's great. I just don't know of another body that we have on the team that can do the things that he does because nobody else on the team can take the banging that he takes from the pause that he
Pause.
nobody else can take the beating up that he takes in playing the post, right? And then
Right.
still
In
pop
front
out
of three.
and hit the 3 with that level of consistency.
You're right.
Usually you're doing one or the other, right? You don't do both. So to have him, it's a valuable piece of the team, and we drafted him. We have bird rights for the luxury tax and all those things. Just give that man his money. We got it. Get the ship. That money back quick.
Bro, if we get the chip, Hashtag Self Station will be at the goddamn parade.
I'm gonna be there. I want, yeah,
We'll be live.
we'll be there. God forbid that my mama getting married on June 17th, guys. So if the Celtics better not be having their parade on that day, so we'll start to watch that. That'll be a nice trending topic for us to watch every day for the rest of the playoffs. If the
Fact.
Celtics parade lands on June 17th, the fate that it took for that to happen is ironic as hell. Because I was just like, geez, it's been how many years in between championships, and it's my mom. My mom's getting married finally, right? And this is gonna be when they get
Let's
married.
go. Congratulations to your mom,
Yeah,
bro.
thanks, mom, for getting married on a day that the Celtics might win a. No, I'm joking.
Let them. Yo,
Like,
shout out.
it could happen. It could happen, but it could not happen. It's not promised, but we'll see. My mom's getting married though. That's promised.
That's dope, bro. Shout out to your mom. I'm gonna say it. Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to Mama Resto.
So Mama Resto. So shout out to Melissa, Asia, Danielle, Jacqueline, and Maggie. We appreciate everything you guys do. Stars, subscribers, we appreciate y'all.
Likes to comment. Very active.
Very
Melissa,
active.
I love Melissa. Melissa's fantastic. She's always out here. Asia, Danielle, Jacqueline, and Maggie as well. But I interact with Melissa pretty well.
All the time. Melissa, thank you again. You're always on my reels. You're always on my stuff. Appreciate y'all. So my shout out to my wife. She took my kids so I can do this, so I can hang out with my boy Resto and hang out hashtag settings for the game. So shout out to her. Shout out to my kids. Shout out to all our people that watch. Please keep watching. Please send stars, subscribe. We need y'all in order to do things to bring more people on the chat at hashtag Stuff Nation. We got a ton of people hopefully coming on soon. So those are my shout outs. Shout out to Resto, bro.
Hey, shout out to me. Shout out to you, man. It's good to since we done one of these together. You guys got a rare episode as as the beginning start. Because we haven't been both on at the same time, but now you got us both. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to King Steve. This is the king of all this. It makes everything work. The king. Shout out the Atlanta Hawks. Your team is trash. And y'all gonna get swept. Shout out Bristol County Castro, who's my brother. Ian Morgan, I love you. Shout out Damian DePeace, Ivan Rodriguez, Emilio Torrado, Matt De Silva. Shout out my wife, Ebony Ocasio, who's watching my kids while I do this. Nazir, who got into the cat's litter, and we had to bathe him before the show real quick. It was real crazy. My son be doing some stuff. He's on the spectrum, if you know. And shout out my daughter Eliza. Shout out the new cat. We got a new little kitty cat in my house. This is a little kitty cat, and I named her Octavia. Don't listen to what my wife says. The cat.
Octavia?
Yeah, I named her Octavia because she's a polydactyl cat. So
what?
A polydactyl cat. She has more digits. It's adorable. Look it up. It's adorable. It's a little adorable gray polydactyl cat. And I named her Octavia. My wife wants to give her a different name. That's not gonna happen. It's Octavia. So shout out the new addition to the family. Shout out, if y'all don't know, we doing the AHA Night Ciphers downtown New Bedford, and
dig it up.
AHA Night Ciphers, co-creative, New Bedford, second Thursday of every month from 7 to 9 at the co-creative downtown. So if you know AHA Night, it's the art and history and architecture night that they celebrate. They celebrate those things downtown. And we're doing a freestyle cipher. We've done it. We did it last month. It was wildly successful. It was fantastic. You come down, you freestyle with us, you rap with us. I got beats for days. We got speakers and microphones. So like Castro keeps saying, we downtown was doing microphones and all that.
Yeah, it's dope. Shout out to everyone. We appreciate y'all. Hashtag Sensation. Game out, y'all. Go watch the game. Go on here.
Yeah,
watch the game.
Yo,
we still waiting for you, y'all now.
CJ Resto.